Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. I'm here. I'm on Deerlands. This is a new-ish mod map out by Carl TG and PixelFarm's 241.97 megabytes download. This is one of the 5 maps that came out on Thursday and Friday of last week. I'm getting there. This is 4 out of 5. I should get the 5th one done later on today. So, contracts are available on this map. The map, hang on, looks like this. Now, I've got a different theory on this. You look at it straight away and think, it's a forestry map. If, like me, you've been on Silver Run for a while, or you don't like forestry maps, you don't want to do them, what I like about this one is we've got quite a lot of fields here already. And if you're a bit logging, you're suffering from logging fatigue, let's just say that. There are plenty of mods out there that can just remove trees. There's the Devourer for doing wood chips. You don't have to have that switched on for wood chips. You can just use it. There's the one by Black Sheep Modding, the T-Rex Trex 600. So if you just wanted to clear areas of this and have, fields around, you can do. So what I would be saying, this is a small farm map set in a woodland area. So if you want to do logging, you can. That's probably the best way of putting it, I think. On New Farmer, we start with plot 1, field 1. Actually, field 1 and 2, but plot 1. And we've got some start machinery and stuff, which we're going to have a look at in a moment. That's all you start with. Field prices, as you can see, there's a lot of small plots. I like that. I like the fact you can pick up little areas. You can do it chunk by chunk. You haven't got to have millions to buy your first plot of land. There is a railway that runs north-south. Goes to Silver Run. I'm not sure whether this is set. You'll see by a couple of the names of the actual sell points. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, the largest plot there, you're looking at 91 grand. That one there, 65. I think that's the most expensive you're going to find. So not too expensive to get going. Sort of grassland area there with a bit of woodland as well. So there's a whole lot going on. I'm going to start. Well, so I'm going to start here. This is where you start. On this little open area here. We've got a fuel point. This is the gas station. It does say there's 2. I didn't find the second one. 2 buy stations for fuel and water. I found this one. Collectibles, there are 100. Spoiler alert, there's 1. I say spoiler alert as we go around. Sometimes I do a map tour and say, I haven't come across a collectible yet. They're everywhere. You'll see them no matter where you go. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. Talks about the train, talks about that. Oh yeah, when you go into the vehicle menu, is that on this one? Oh no, it was on the last one. Doesn't matter, ignore me. Right, anyway. Let's just double check they're all on. They are, we should be good to go. So from here, we can always round the corner. The farm is directly opposite to the south. But we're just going to whiz along here because there's a couple we can look at on foot before we get to the farm. What I like about this is the detailing, the texturing. It's got a very nice feel to it. I love the detailing. As we go past a lot of these buildings, the wood effects on the cabins and stuff, really, really nicely done. We don't own that greenhouse. That's just there for decoration. But I don't know. It just looks really, really good. So here we've got our first of our sell points. Now, this is why I said I'm not sure about where the map's situated. This is Godefroy Renaudin's farm sell point. I think it's Godfrey, we would say in English, but Godefroy Renaudin's farm. Next door, if we come round here, see what I mean about the cabins? Look at that. That looks amazing. Incredible. Around the back here, we've got Jasmine Jevier's farm sell point just around the back here. It's got a nice sweep to it. There are some undulations. Got an old barn. Okay, it does open. So you can put other sleep triggers and stuff around if you want to, if you're a multiplayer, or if you don't want to sleep where the sleep trigger has been given to you. You don't have to. We now come back along here and go into our farm that we start with. Again, lovely little garden and stuff. We've got a sleep trigger here on this house. We've got a pickup there, which we're going to come back to in a moment. If we come across here into this little gate, we're into the farmyard itself. Now, I'm a little bit puzzled here. I'm assuming that is modded, although it's not showing under build mode as mods. We've got a Dagelman there for rock picking. We've got a trailer. Now, some maps you get your trailers and vehicles and they're really, really dirty, and you go and check them and they're absolutely fine. They've just been dirtied to make them look like they're being used. On here, well, let's just say vehicles and machinery, it's going to require some work. If you look down that list, all that stuff on repair is all on 0. It's all on red. So although it's saying 0 months owned, it's going to need 100% repair to get it back to fighting order. We've got a barn here, drive through, 2 doors. We've got this shelter here with some equipment and machinery in it. We've got our seeder, we've got our cultivator, got a John Deere with spray setup, got the top liner harvester with header and the header trailer around the side there. And then we've got a workshop trigger just around here. What I also like about this one, this is the second one that's done this. The one I did the other day was exactly the same. We do start with a load of stuff. We've got herbicide stuff, you know, resources. We've got a Valmet tucked away in here. And then around the corner here, we've got a little Schaefer front loader with a bit of gear on it. And then we've got liquid fertilizer and seed. So we've got quite a bit to get ourselves going off the start. We've got a little loft up the top here. I don't think there's a door that opens on this one. I think you can just come up like that. It just adds a bit of extra, doesn't it? Lighting in here at least is over here. So we do have lighting in here. And as far as I'm aware, all the buildings can be removed if you want to. So you can put your own stuff on here. Actually, the workshop's not giving me an option. That's interesting. That one you can, and that one you can. Maybe I was just on the wrong bit for that. Oh, maybe it's that bin bit there that's showing me. Oh, there you go. Shelby Workshop, we can get rid of it. But the silo's the weird one. The silo says it's a Farmer 150. Now, as far as I'm aware, we're going to go into build mode now and have a look. We'll talk about slot count as well. Slot count on new Farmer is 988. If we go into build mode and we look at silos, the smallest Farmer is the 400. There's not a 150. If we go to silo extensions, we've got the Farmer 100 and Farmer 150, but that's a silo extension. So the fact that this one, if we look at that, that's just the extension one. The fact that's an older one and it's got a pipe, that's just there. If you delete that, you can't replace it, because if we go back into build mode, and I'll show you the mods that are available, because there are a few that have been put in by the map maker. We've got the sheds and stuff that we got here at the main farm. Under silos, we don't have anything. Silo extensions, nothing. Under container, nothing. Tools, I'm trying to think what there was. Oh, farmhouses is the farmhouse we start with. If we go to production, now we have got some that are in here. I think they're just replicas. There might be a few tweaks of a couple of the standard ones. We've got bakery, carpentry and spinnery. Sell points, again, slightly altered versions of the standard in-game ones. Greenhouses, nothing. Orchards, nothing. Generators, nothing. Animals, I don't think we had anything under animals either. Oh yeah, chickens. We've got chickens across the road, but I've looked at those at the moment. Nothing under bees. Decoration, nothing. And then landscaping, the paint textures were fairly standard. And I don't think we have any extra trees or plants. So yeah, just be aware, if you really like that, I mean, there are so many silo mods out there. If you did remove it and think, oh, what have I done? I guess the best thing you can do is save the game before you do remove anything. That way, if you do make a mistake and think, oh, that's awful, you can always switch it back. That's not a problem. So what I'm going to do is we're going to jump in the pickup, I think. Well, that's what I was going to say. If you do remove all this, if you come onto on Farm Manager or start from scratch, the slot count comes down to 894 on both of those. I'm going to look in, I think it's that direction there, I think, from there. Let's look about there, I suppose. So if you come onto here in those modes, 894. You have all the vehicles and machinery, but you don't have the buildings, which is an interesting way around of doing it, and it will look like this. So, on with the tour. Let's go and grab the pickup. Like I say, I suppose because I've been on Silver Run for a while and I've been doing logging, and I love doing logging, don't get me wrong, but it's that kind of, you look and think, oh, you know, I don't know. I would say it's more a small farming map set in a woodland environment. But if you're looking upon it as, actually, you know what, I love logging, it doesn't matter how much I do, I can't get enough of it, it's got that nice mix of the two. I think it works well. What we're going to do is head this way first, just down the road, because we have got on our left hand side coming up, we've got the restaurant just there. We have got Farmers Market, which is, you see what I mean about the collectibles, they're all over the place. Farmers Market sell point is just there. And out on the end there, we've got the bakery. But just lying in the road. Shouldn't have a problem with money. But there's nice flat areas as well for more productions and stuff. And like I say, if you just wanted to go out into the woods, clear a big section and put some more productions, place balls, things like that, it's fairly easily done now. I know when the game first released and there weren't a lot of these mods, it wasn't as straightforward, but it really is now. If you want to prep your map before you start, you can. So with the landscaping tool as well, any map you get, really, you can customize it even more to how you want it to be when you start. So just driving past here, when you come across on the farm, I did mention the chickens. We'll have a look at the map and I'll show you where we've been in a little while. We've got chickens here. A pen for 40. We don't have any in it, but there are the option for 40. And then we're going to head south first to the next sell point, which is what was it? Grain selling, wasn't it? The grain mill. Now, when I say grain mill, it's the grain mill sell point. It's not a grain mill as in production chain. I think we want to go this way. I've said this before, I don't know, I only get it on some maps. This is definitely one of them. There was a series called Dark. Was it German? It was German. It was subtitled here in the UK. It was subtitled. If you live in Germany, it wouldn't have been. About sort of time travel-ish kind of thing. Brilliant, brilliant series. Absolutely loved it. This reminds me very much of that. It's got a real feel of that to it. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's the forest with the roads in between, that kind of thing. But yeah, so this is sell point. Massive facility down here for the sell point, which is just there. Now, I have often been asked, or it has been questioned or queried, when I'm doing my map tours, and I always put map tour review, same as my mod reviews, I don't really review them. I'm always positive and that kind of thing, and I don't like to be negative. I like to find the positives in everything I do. I don't like to be negative. If I ever am negative, I try to make it constructive criticism. I try to make it, you know, so I am still reviewing, and I've always said I think people get the feeling if there's a map or mods or something I'm not happy with, or I'm not as happy with, it comes across. Oh, that's what I was going to do. So what I was going to say was, this area here, down there, you can't buy. All the other bits around, you can't buy that. And when we get up to here as well, you can buy that plot there, but this plot here you can't buy. You'll see why that's relevant. The same with this one here. I just feel like it would be better if you could. I'm just going to say that. We do have some swampland. That was what I was going to show you as well. It does say in the description. It's through down to the southern side of the lake. We've got some swampland in here, so if you like a bit of swamp logging, I think it's down through here. Even this, some maps you get and you get a lot of forestry and there's no ground litter, there's no detail. It can be quite flat. Again, this just got a very natural feel to it. The spacing of the trees, the way it's laid out. It might just be spacing the trees. I'm sure it said swampland. When I did my initial kind of map look, I didn't come down here. I thought, well, I must go down and check that out. Yeah. Little clearings, but never mind. Right, let's head back up and carry on to the northern part. I mean, yeah, there's enough of these clearings down here as well. If you bought the plots here, you could put some production chains in the clearings. Just cut yourself some paths in for roads and stuff like that. I think that'd be quite cool. So we need to go out of the yard, trying to get my bearings. To the next turning here, I think. There we go. And head north. Right. Continuing on. We've got the vehicle shop and workshop trigger just here. The vehicle shop and workshop. This is the spawn point and the respawn point for vehicles and machinery. So if you get things stuck or you need to reset it for any particular reason, this is where it will respawn. And if you get a new machinery, this is where it will appear. Next door to that, we've got the town storage bay. This is another sell point. Just there. And now we continue on. We've got one of those, it's another one of those maps that's got a lovely, it's like the fire break gap in the forest, but also where the electricity pylons and stuff run. And I always like, I don't know why, I like that on the map. It really gives it a nice feel. It looks fantastic. It's been a few maps. Homerkra had it. What was the other one that had it? Was it Plantation? I can't remember now. I just really like that look, and I like the fact you've got all these smaller trees and saplings kind of growing up in the gap, so it makes it like it was cleared a while ago. The pylons all went up, and now you've got trees and stuff growing back into the gap. That's cool. We've got Spinnery just here. I'm going to do a kind of strange route round, you'll see in a moment, because we can see stuff there, but I'm not going to go around that way. So Spinnery is just here. Actually, probably not a bad time to have a look at the map. So we started off here, did those, went around the farmyard, then we went down, did the sell points here, then we came back along, did the chickens, and then went down here to that point there. We came up and across, up through here, and we're now, what we've done there, the vehicle shop and the town storage bay. We're now here at the Spinnery. So what we're going to do, just to get the kind of the route to work, sort of, I'm going to go out this way, and then we're going to go up and round and take in all the other ones. So we should get them all. I try to do it as efficiently as I can with a route normally, without going out and back and retracing my steps as much as possible. It's not always possible, but you do try, you know. It does say it is Precision Farming DLC supported. Oh, there we go. I knew it said there were swamps. I thought I was going mad. Here we go. Swampy. Losing my mind. Right. So next point is sawmill. Now, this is a sawmill, as in it's a sell point. This is not a sawmill, as in a production chain. You can't buy this plot of land, so you've got a lot of open area of sort of gravel and, well, not concrete, but gravel mostly, I suppose, gravel and concrete. You can sell your wood chips there, and you can sell your lumber there, but it's not a production chain. Which surprised me a little bit. I think with all the production chains, I personally, it would have probably made more sense. I guess there are modded ones and stuff now. You could clear a little bit of forest away and you could put a production chain one in here if you wanted to, but not giving you the option to buy the plot of land and remove what's on here, or just buy the plot of land and put a production chain one on here, is surprising. I guess you could have maybe, I know on maps, or I read somewhere a while ago, there's a maximum amount of plots you can have on a map. So you could have made some of the smaller ones a little bit larger, blended 2 or 3 together maybe, so you could have it, I don't know, it's just, It's just my feeling. It's just my opinion. I'm not slating the modder. I'm not having a go. It's just an opinion. It's just a thought, you know. Just so. Which brings me on to this point here, which is kind of the same, really. We've got this huge area. It's right. We think, oh, brilliant! Look at this replaceables area. This is where the railway line runs. You can have a load of productions here. You can load up the trains, send them off. You can't buy this plot, so you can't place anything on here, which is unusual. Got a huge loading platform for the train. We'll get our rent train here. Shouldn't take too long to come. I don't know. Let's rent it, see what happens. 1.3 kilometres, it might turn up. And then we've got the, as it says on the side of the building, the railroad silo just here. So this is your transfer silo and storage silo if you want it as a storage silo. So you can put in to your silo inside the building. In there. We can take out the silo from here, and then we can transfer it onto the train on the other side. Just there. Oh, it's actually got further away. Okay, I thought it might be here. We might see it arrive. But again, level of detail on this. I love it. It's brilliant. Right, from here then. Continuing on, we're going to cut through the trees. Well, I'm not going to cut through the trees. There's actually a road. Or a track, let's say that. If I miss it. Back here a little way. To the biomass heating plant. This will take wood chips. It's normally wood chips they take. So biomass heating plant there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Have I got enough to buy it? So I wanted to check something. Oh no, it's just sell wood. So this isn't a production chain one either. No, they're not production chains. Oh, they are just sell points. Let's have a quick check. Losing my mind. Wood chips. Yeah, biomass heating plant. I don't think there's anything else that we can sell here, is there? Wood and wood chips. Straw. Oh yeah, okay. I don't often use the biomass heating plants. I don't tend to use them on maps when there's a sell point. I know they are there, I just haven't really used them before. My mind's always been, oh yeah, it's wood chips and yeah, straw too. Anyway, we've got a debris crusher. Just here. And then continuing on. We have our carpentry. Just there. I'm going to cut across the grass here to the next one. We're coming up with the livestock market. So the livestock market point there, and then we got animal dealer, and then we got the animal dealer sell point with more clusters of collectibles dotted around the place. That's livestock market, and then just through the trees you can see there the biogas plant. Now the biogas plant is one of those ones you're either going to want to set it up so you own it from the start, or it's going to take you a while to build up to this, because right in the middle of this forest, which in essence is a small farming map because it's a small farm with small fields to start off with, this is a 1 megawatt biogas plant with a price tag. You can't buy the plot of land, you have to buy the biogas plant which comes with the land. So we go back to the map and over to here. So you got 79, you can't buy that. I can buy the plot around it, but I can't buy it. So you have to actually buy the biogas plant. So for the biogas plant, it comes in at 1,577,977. So it's going to take you a while to build up that kind of money. Unless of course you decide to log the entire map, wood chip everything, get a great demand and sell the lot, then maybe it will be a quicker thing to do. And I suppose by the time you've cleared all that, you'll have much bigger field areas, and away you go. It depends what you set yourself as targets, really. And that is the map. If we go back to here, we were out here at the sawmill, we went out to the railroad and the railroad silo, we then came up through there, biomass heating plant, debris crusher, carpentry, went across the grass there, because we'd already done the spinnery, across the grass and down there to the livestock market, livestock dealer and livestock dealer sale point, and out to the biogas plant. And then we've got more fields as we run down the side there, and that's the map. That's Deerlands by Carl TG and Pixel Farms. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.